I know it's been a while since I've done this. This is back to the old days. Get an idea, make a show, 4, 5, 6, 7 a day. It doesn't matter. The more the merrier. It's kind of back to the old days, kind of a old school style, ladies and gentlemen. But today, earlier, I had to blame it on Dyer. She sent me something that just wouldn't stay wherever it's supposed to be. And now Dave White sends me something that just won't stay where it's supposed to be. And the green screen's messing up. It bugs me, but I'm not sweating the small stuff anymore. I don't know why. I've worked, I've tried, I've fiddled. And for some reason, it just still wants to be that way. So we're just going to let it go. I'm going to follow up with you. I got to talk about this. Dave sent me this thing. It's from Stoplookthink and Taboo Conspiracy. It's a video called Go Ahead, Marry Your Cousin. The conspiracy against your bloodline. And of course, we just talked about bloodlines. So that's why it was still on my mind and why I felt like I got to do it. I got to talk about it. So I got to bring this to you. And I'm just going to basically play their video. It's a short one. And I'm going to respond to it. And it is a brilliant, brilliant video. And it's a conspiracy that even I haven't thought of, ladies and gentlemen. It's that good. It's that deep. It's that cool. Don't forget about Bitlocity, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to kick off any day. Don't forget about our bracelets, Solex. Don't forget about the Solex imprinting and scanning machine. Don't forget about the Mint Builder, baby. Don't forget about the hemp works, the CBD, all that good stuff. And don't forget about all the other good stuff that we got coming up that you don't even know about. How can I forget about what you could? Just don't. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You can tell I'm feeling good. And this is the site that Dave sent me. It's called Stoplookthink.com. Now, I don't know if it's good stuff, bad stuff, indifferent stuff. All I know is it's got one hell of a video on it. Lionel's all over this shit. Lionel says, marry your cousin and keep the wealth in the family. Lionel is all over this shit. Way to go, Lionel. You're right on the money. And then if you look right here, it's got this video that says, go ahead and marry your cousin. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And it comes up, go ahead and marry your cousin. I'm going to make that full screen. No, I guess I'm not going to make that full screen. I tried. What can you say? What can you say? Is there any way to make it any bigger? That's pop it out. That's picture in picture, but it's not going to do me any good. I guess it won't go any bigger. That's their website. That's what they want to do with it. I'm good with that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this website, folks, or this video. It's 1325. And I might as well quit talking about it and start talking about it because I don't think there's any better way to do it than to just talk about the video and kind of comment on what they say as it relates to what we just said. How about that? So we're talking about some good shit that's about the last good shit that I talked about. So it's more good shit about the other good shit. So it's getting even shittier, but in a good way. Maybe you can follow that. There's something wrong with your mind. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure I got the volume. I think the volume's up. Let's see. Is the volume up?
Welcome, everyone. This is Taboo 2.
Yep.
I've been sitting on this topic for a couple of years. Worry about the repercussions of...
Does it bother you that I make it 2 times? Because, see, I don't watch videos, and I can't just watch them. I'll try 1.5. Maybe I can get away with 1.5.
Public with the concept, but the idea keeps scratching at me. And since I'm not trying to win any popularity contest here, and my channel is called Taboo for a reason, I decided to go ahead and present the idea.
I like this guy. He's not trying to win any popularity contest. I'm clearly not. Our channel's blowing up. We've had like 2,000 subscribers in the last 2 days. Our views are up 98%. We're rocking. We're rolling. Time to call the herd. Too many subscribers. I'm joking, but it would seem if you watch this from afar. But there really is methodology to my madness because we don't give a damn. We are not, but you don't act like any of the other YouTubers because I'm not like any of the other YouTubers. I'm not trying to build a big channel. I'm not trying to build a big following. I've got a message that I have to bring. All I care about is lots and lots of ears. That's why I don't care anymore about the broke back bitches. You know, the ones that come in and bitch and moan and complain and troll, but they can't quit me. That's because something in them recognizes the namaste bitch assness in a good way that's in me, and they stay even though that parasite in them, that xio-extin parasite, makes them act out. So if you're here, even though your parasite's acting up, I know you can't quit me, so I won't give up on you. I got no agenda. Well, I do have an agenda. I don't care about the view. I don't care about the subscribers. I'm demonetized, but I do care about the views. And that's why I like this guy. And I think Taboo Conspiracies has either been on this channel or we've talked about him before. I can't remember exactly. So we're going to talk about marrying your cousin. This is shit you don't want to talk about. This is not money-making YouTube material, but it is mind-unlocking YouTube material. It's not money-making YouTube material, but it is unindoctrinating YouTube material, cousins. And come to think about it, I kind of married my cousin because Cynthia was in the chat room way back in the Dizzle. And one day she puts in a chat that said, it caught my eye and said, I'm saving myself for Jeffrey. And I'm like, what? I looked, ooh, blonde, hot. Let me see what she's saying. And some guy was hitting on her. She's like, no, I'm saving myself for Jeffrey. And now 3 years later, here we are. So I married my cousin, and it's working out pretty good for me. Yeah, Lionel, these bitches got me. They got me. They've been reviewing my monetized status since May. Yeah, like I review the little bitch report forms. It's the same thing. Same process. All right, back to the video. And I know you can't see it. I know it's not very big, but there's nothing else I can do, man. They got me hamstrung over here. Let me see if there's anything else I can do. Let me just try one thing. No, I can't do it. All right, here we go. Back to the video, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops, wrong screen, dummy. Here we go.
Which I hope leads to further discussion because I actually believe this is important. Let me begin by saying that this issue has nothing to do with me.
See, all of these pictures that you're seeing are royal weddings from around the world. Royal weddings from across the fruited plain. Royal weddings, and you guess what? You know what royal people do? They marry their damn cousins. Oh, but watch the video.
I'm happily married to a person who is not my cousin, and we've been married for 19 years.
I married my cousin. I mentioned that.
Never knew my cousins for most of my life, and they're all like 20 years older than me. And so you can dispense with those knee-jerk personal attacks as this isn't some sort of hidden desire of mine.
Now, I won't ask you to dispense with knee-jerk personal attacks because I know that's what drives some of you. You get up in the morning wanting to knee-jerk personally attack me while you're jerking something else usually. But that's okay. I can handle it because I know you can't quit me, and I won't give up on you.
But I do believe that we've been tricked over the last 200 years into believing a falsehood that has allowed powerful families to maintain control over you as they care about their bloodlines.
What happened 200 years ago, give or take? Oh, yeah. The United States of America was founded. And they've been fighting this battle for 200 years because the United States of America was built a brand new kind of bitch, a brand new kind of divine, sovereign, free, tearing it up, a kind of a rough motherfucker. That's what we are. We're badass motherfuckers when we are in our right minds. So they had to find some way to calm these bitches down. These stupid motherfuckers got in boats and sailed for months across huge seas, and they knew half of their dumb asses weren't even going to make it. And then when they got there, going to be a bunch of bitches trying to kill them. But they came anyway. That's who we're from. And some of you black people came over in the hold of a ship. You're some tough motherfuckers. I gotta salute you. Listen, if you're black and you're in America and you came that way, you're a bad motherfucker. You made it. And you don't deserve to be nobody's bitch. And this is part of getting you on the right track. And of course, that's a special call out to my black people, not trying to say anything bad about black people because y'all are some bad asses. That's why I'm so happy that there's people like Young Faye out there helping to optimize the black race. All right, here we go. I said, here we go.
In contrast, you probably have no interest in your bloodline, and your lack of interest was designed that way. But
See,
many of
these
you are
people
probably
marry their
laughing to me.
cousins because they care about their bloodline. You don't give a shit about your bloodline because you've been conditioned for 200 years in the U.S. and 2,000 years with that B-I-B-L-E, which makes a B-I-T-C-H out of you and me, but not me anymore because I gave it up. They care about their bloodlines. You don't. They're in charge. You're not. Just thought I'd mention that.
Yourself, thinking of all of the inbred and deformed royals who somehow didn't get the memo that they weren't supposed to marry their cousins. But I ask you, what if that memo was instead written by those royal families, and they laugh at you for your unquestioning gullibility?
How about that? Everybody knows that you can't marry your cousin. What, are you stupid? But what everybody doesn't know is that everybody that thinks you can't marry your cousin or it's going to result in bad things, you're the stupid ones. These bitches marrying their cousins own everything, run everything. They're the top of the pyramid. You're on the bottom. Who's dumb? Who's deformed? Who's stupid? They started this idea of don't marry your cousin, so you wouldn't marry your cousin so they can stay in charge. Just like they started this idea of you should marry outside your race so they can stay in charge. Just like they started this idea that maybe you're not a girl, you're a boy, you're an in-between, you don't know what you are, you're an LGBTQ+, we don't know what the hell you are. They started that shit to get you to forget who you are and what you are. Because if you forget who and what you are, you ain't never going to be able to get your shit together enough to go after them.
Here's a hypothetical for you. Suppose marriage between cousins was encouraged in today's society, and there was no alleged health reason to not marry your cousin.
Listen to this. Suppose it was encouraged to marry your cousin. Suppose there is no health reason not to marry your cousin. Listen to this. This is dropping bombs on this.
With this hypothetical environment in mind, let's suppose you married your first or second cousin. Your parents were cousins, and their parents were cousins, and so forth.
Everybody's cousins, just like here, right? This is showing you some shit. We're cousins. And this is showing you what cousins can do if you... Lauren, show me your doctor's certificate or hush. You're wrong. You are programmed. Hush, watch, listen, comment. That's the way it should be. Hush, watch, listen, comment. Because don't. And then all these people that think they know what they're talking about, you don't. You realize you've been deceived. You're parroting shit. Polly want a cracker. Polly want a cracker. Do you know that you can't learn one thing when you're running your mouth? You can't. The only way for your brain to be in gear is if you disengage your flapper. Shut your carb muncher. Listen. Watch. Ay, ay, ay.
Ask yourself this question. What would your family be like now? Would you have a closer bond to your family?
Would you have a closer bond or a not closer bond if you were married within your cousin and your family structure? Is it closer to try to unite disparate families, or is it closer to unite existing families even more tightly? Rhetorical question, but here again, I'm not here to give you answers. If you've come to this channel looking for answers, you're in the wrong place. I'm just here to get you to ask questions. So when you leave this thing, you're not going to have any answers. You're going to be asking more questions. And then you have to depend upon your damn self for the answers, because that's how you get divine, sovereign, free, and unindoctrinated. All right.
Would you have a closer bond to your spouse? Would your children have a stronger bond with their family?
Would your children be more connected to their cousins or more connected to some bitches they don't even know, especially if they're not even the same race as you are? Hello. Did he just say that? Yeah, I'm the only white guy on the internet that will talk this shit. That's why we're about to take off like a rocket ship to nowhere. A balloon disguised as a rocket ship. Be that as it may.
Would you despise your in-laws, as many of us do? Or would you have an impenetrable familial bond?
It's just so plain. Would you have a stronger family bond or would you hate your in-laws? What do you do now? You hate your in-laws. This is so smart. And we've been so stupid.
Do you think it would have an impact on maintaining wealth in your family and long-term objectives?
If you kept the family money in the family, well, does that help keep the money in the family? If you kept your wealth within your race, would that help your race?
What about geographic proximity?
Listen, I'm in Kansas. I got kids and grandkids in California, kids and grandkids in Virginia, mom and dad in Florida, and I don't like it. Do you think if I married within my cousins, even though I did, but my cousin, not just my cousin, but my cousin, would we be more geographically conglomerated? And how does that affect wealth and living conditions? Oh, this is good shit.
Would you do the unthinkable and even group together in a community and
see that, like in a community? Imagine that.
Create a lasting estate for the family.
A lasting estate.
What about unique familial traditions? Would you still have them? What about your relationship with others outside your family? Would you be less interested in non-family relationships? And for those Game of Thrones fans, would you be more like the Lannister family, without the evil side?
I have no fucking idea what that means. I've never seen Game of Thrones. I hear there's some hot lesbian stuff and lots of boobies, though, so I might want to tune in. That's what I've heard.
Then have your own family crest that you honored and cherished.
Dude, how many of you even know your own family crest? How many of you even know your own family crest? How many of you even care about your own family crest? Huh? How many of you even know about it? How many of you even care about it? How many of you? Not very damn many. Not very damn many. But what about me? What do I got? I got the O'Doherty family crest at the ready, bitches. That's what we're talking about. That's what we are talking about. Now, let me get the O'Doherty family crest that nobody but me and some other crazy Irish people care about. And we'll get back to our production, ladies and gentlemen. Now I messed the whole thing up. What was that site called? It was called Stoplookthink, right? I know. I got myself all messed up. Just go to David's email. That's the easiest way. Sorry. It should only take us 4 hours to go through this 13-minute video, right? It's a really good video. Okay. Never fear, folks. We're back. I just got to find where I was. Where was I? For the love of all that is holy, play. Now it won't play, ladies and gentlemen. What the problem is. There it goes. Now it's buffering. Can you believe this shit, ladies and gentlemen? Just when you're trying to get some good stuff out there, you get all of these damn problems. And, you don't want to be like these other people that say it's all because of the NSA or something. But sometimes it makes you wonder, how does this shit happen just when you're getting to the good shit, right? I wonder that sometimes, but I'm not going to go down that road because, yeah, it's just not worth it. But anyway, I got it back. So here we go. Whoops, damn it. Jeffrey, come on, man. You're all over the place. Hey, it's impromptu. I wasn't even planning on doing this. Here we are. And I'm going to rock some of your minds with this.
Let's suppose you married your first or second cousin. Your parents were cousins, and their parents were cousins, and so forth. Ask yourself this question. What would your family be like now? Would you have a closer bond to your family? Would you have a closer bond to your spouse? Would your children have a stronger bond with their family? Would you despise your in-laws, as many of us do? Or would you have an impenetrable familial bond? Do you think it would have an impact on maintaining wealth in your family and long-term objectives? What about geographic proximity? Would you do the unthinkable and even group together in a community and create a lasting estate for the family? What about unique familial traditions? Would you still have them? What about your relationship with others outside your family? Would you be less interested in non-family relationships? And for those Game of Thrones fans, would you be more like the Lannister family, without the evil side, and even have your own family crest that you honored and cherished, and could care less about other government-imposed identities? Would family
government-imposed identities
be vastly more important to you than your national, state, or city identity? What if you then somehow convinced everyone else to dilute their bloodlines by marrying whomever, but you kept your secret family institution going? No.
What if you could convince all these other bitches to forget about this important shit while you retain that important shit? Well, based on my last video, you could be less than 3% of the population of the earth and in charge of everything. But I'm sure there's no connection because I'm just a stupid conspiracy theorist on YouTube that hates the Bible and doesn't know what he's talking about. And who's the Antichrist?
Knowing the benefits. Would your family become more powerful while others become less so? Now, I hope the honest truth seeker is starting to see why I'm making this video. Now, this question may seem irrelevant.
Now, I know that's a little bit hard to understand an honest truth seeker because there's so few of them. Most of you are truthers in name only. You're Tinos, and I know it. But there are some honest truth seekers, and that's why we do what we do.
But how many people in society, when they think of colloidal silver ingestion, think of blue-skinned people like this? Do you think that it's a mere coincidence that many think of that blue man when they think of colloidal silver ingestion? Look at this article. I agree 100% with this article. The blue man theme was created by the pharmaceutical industry to scare you from using a very effective natural remedy that's an amazing cure for many ailments. But because of indoctrination in the media, the evil cabal was able to take a single or handful of cases out of millions of users.
Because of indoctrination in the media, who runs the media? All of it. You might want to say, I'm asking questions. Who runs the media? All of it. What if you could prove that one ethnicity runs all the media? Wouldn't that be just some shit?
To create a false illusion.
And it would be that ethnicity is pulling the wool over our eyes about so many things, from colloidal silver to marrying cousins.
That everyone who ingests colloidal silver is going to turn blue. Hundreds of thousands of people die each year from pharmaceutical drugs, but no one thinks of that fact when they swallow pills from the pharmacy. It's fascinating how easy it is to manipulate humanity. As another example, let's take one child in America dies from polio who didn't receive the vaccination because his parents don't believe in vaccinations. You'd see repeated news stories scaring you about anti-vaxxers. However, you'll not see a single news story covering the tens of thousands of children who die shortly after being vaccinated every year. I think most of my viewers understand this form of manipulation. So, if some royal in 100 years has a hereditary deformity, that deformity or handful of deformities can be cited ad nauseum by the media to the point that everyone's convinced that all royals are deformed because they marry their cousins. And they allow that. I'm no expert here, and so we're left with Wikipedia for our research, but I did want to make a couple of points. First
of all of those of you that say, it's Wikipedia. Well, number one, you don't do any fucking study, so don't condemn somebody that does do study. And number two, if you actually looked at Wikipedia, is there some bullshit there? Yes, but it's a plethora of information. It's the fucking Library of Alexandria, and you're too stupid and knee-jerk and convinced by people. You know why you hate Wikipedia? Because people that lie to you on the internet talk down about Wikipedia. That's the truth. All these people that want to tell you what to think, tell you what to believe, give you answers, they all want you to think that Wikipedia is full of shit because they don't want you to know that they are. If instead of listening to the next sorry bitch that tells you that Wikipedia sucks, actually do some research about what that sorry bitch is talking about, and you'll find out that he's the one that sucks, not Wikipedia. I'm just getting all of it off my chest today.
Look at how many royals have been continuing to marry their cousins. Look at the years at the beginning. 1999, 1993, 1989, 1984. And these are the ones we know about. Do you think these people are just stupid and didn't get the memo that they're not supposed to marry their cousins?
They made the memo.
Families. What about the hidden royal banking families like the Rothschilds? That question brought me to this article from Discover magazine, which I'd like to read to you in part. In Paris, in 1876, a 31-year-old banker named Albert took an 18-year-old named Bettina as his wife. Both were Rothschilds, and they were cousins, according to...
Both were Rothschilds, and they were cousins, and they didn't have shit then. Let the story continue.
conventional notions about inbreeding their marriage ought to have been a prescription for infertility and enfeeblement. In fact, Albert and Bettina went on to produce 7 children, and 6 of them lived to be adults. Moreover, for generations, the Rothschild family had been inbreeding almost as intensively as European royalty.
The Rothschilds have been breeding as intensively as European royalty, all the while telling you not to do it. Just like the Sanhedrin has been maintaining rigid racial purity and forbidding mixing while they spend billions of dollars in media telling you to mix races. Hello?
Apparent ill effect. Despite his own limited gene pool, Albert, for instance, was an outdoorsman and the 7th person ever to climb the Matterhorn. The American DuPonts practiced the same strategy.
Yeah, he was so out of shape and terrible that he climbed the freaking Matterhorn, not the one in Disneyland or Disney World, the real mountain. And now the DuPonts, the American royalty, the DuPonts.
Of cousin marriage for a century. Charles Darwin, grandchild of first cousins, married a first cousin, and so did Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein, the smartest guy ever, married his cousin. Of course, the fact that he was just a failed patent guy doesn't mean anything.
That's fascinating. In our lore, cousin marriages are unnatural, the province of hillbillies and swamp.
I know you're going to marry your cousin, Albert, but you should have married a girl.
Rats, not Rothschilds and Darwins. In the United States, they are deemed such a threat to mental health that 31 states have outlawed first cousin marriages.
31 states in the United States have outlawed first cousin marriages. So that means 31 state legislatures, which are bought and paid for. Let's face it, folks, the U.S. government and the state legislatures are Israeli-occupied territory. That's who gives them the money and the donations and keeps them elected. So you could argue that they're doing the bidding of the people that get them elected. You could argue that. Could you not?
Phobia is distinctly American, a heritage of early evolutionists with misguided notions about the upward march of human societies. Their fear was that cousin marriages would cause us to breed our way back to frontier savagery, or worse. You can't marry your first cousin, a character declares in the 1982 play Brighton Beach Memoirs. You get babies with 9 heads. So when a team of scientists led by Robin L. Bennett, a genetic counselor at the University of Washington and the president of the National Society of Genetic Counselors.
She's the president of the National Society of Genetic Counselors. Do you think she knows more about genetics than you do? I'm going to go with her. Nothing. No offense.
Announced that cousin marriages are not significantly riskier than any other marriage and made the front page of the New York Times.
Cousin marriage is not significantly riskier than any other marriage. You think that's wrong. That's why you're on the bottom of the pyramid. The people on the top of the pyramid know it's right and don't care if you think they're stupid because you're on the bottom, they're on the top, you're on the bottom, they're on the top. Stupid is as stupid does and as stupid remains.
The study published in the Journal of Genetic Counseling last year determined that children of first cousins face about a 2 to 3% higher risk of birth defects than the population at large.
See, Jeff, 2 to 3% of birth defects. Zip, open, then gab. Listen.
To put it another way, first cousin marriages entail roughly the same increased risk of abnormality that a woman undertakes when she gives birth at 41 rather than at 30. Banning cousin marriages makes as much sense, critics argue, as trying to ban childbearing by older women. Now again, Darwin and Einstein both married their cousins. What? They didn't get that memo? Think about it. The article I just read claimed that there's a 2 to 3% higher risk of birth defects with cousin marriage. Many of you are probably, whoa, I don't want to do that. But if you understand anything about statistics, a 2 to 3% is absolutely not a true correlation and should be ignored entirely because it's meaningless. That's a fact.
2 to 3% in statistics is meaningless. It's well within the margin of error in almost every single statistical analysis. It's a red herring. If someone's citing something 2 to 3, well, he's citing the information. I'll let Taboo Conspiracy cite the information because he's going to do it anyway.
100% increase in birth defects would be worth investigating, but it's still an unlikely connection. A 200 to 300% increase tends to point to a truer connection. Despite all of the junk science stories you hear on a daily basis, a mere 2 to 3% is absolutely nothing statistically, and the true conclusion should be that there is no statistical increase. In other words, if cousin marriages resulted in a 3 times or 300% increase in birth defects, then there could be a concern for society, something to look into. But you cannot cite a minuscule 0.02 or 0.03 times increase because that is statistically meaningless. I hope you understand that. And if you don't, I suggest you read Junk Science Judo, because false statistic manipulation is a horrible plague on society, especially in courtrooms. As a different example, look at the difference of lung cancer between smokers and non-smokers. For males, in this study, it's a jump from 0.2% non-smoker to 15.9% smoker. I think that's 80 times more likely if you smoke. Regardless of my math skills, you are many times more likely to get lung cancer if you smoke, not just a mere 1 to 2%. If there was only a cited 1 to 2% more chance of getting lung cancer from smoking, the correlation would be statistically nothing, and you'd be free to smoke without any fear of lung cancer because there is no correlation with a mere 1 to 2% increase. But getting back to our subject, there is absolutely no physical reason why you can't marry your cousin, and you can't cite that 1 to 2% increase in birth defects because that statistic is entirely meaningless for statistical purposes. Don't let statistics fool you into believing in false correlations and subsequent false causation. It really appears that the fear of cousin marriages began around 1846. As I read this article, ask yourself, was this a spontaneous study or an orchestrated movement to scare we, the plebeians?
The plebeians are the scumbags on the bottom that are ruled from the elite on the top. These people know that not only marrying within your race, but marrying within your family is the road to wealth, power, and, in a sense, sovereignty and freedom. And they don't want us to know. That's why I'm sharing this with you, so you can understand what's being done to you.
1946, Massachusetts Governor Briggs appointed a commission to study mentally handicapped people, termed idiots in the state. The study implicated cousin marriage as responsible for idiocy. Within the next 2 decades, numerous reports, for example, one from the Kentucky Deaf and Dumb Asylum, appeared with similar conclusions that cousin.
There was actually something called the Kentucky Deaf and Dumb Asylum. Can you imagine? We're such snowflakes today. You can't even call somebody a boy or a girl. But back then, they had boys and girls in the Kentucky Deaf and Dumb Asylum.
Marriage sometimes resulted in deafness, blindness, and idiocy. Perhaps most important was the report of physician Samuel Bemis for the American Medical Association, which concluded cousin inbreeding does lead to the physical and mental deprivation of the offspring, despite being contradicted by other studies like those of George Darwin, who was the child of Charles Darwin, and Alan Huth in England and Robert Newman in New York. The report's conclusions were widely accepted. I wonder why. These developments led to 13 states and territories passing cousin marriage prohibitions by the 1880s. For the Christian, the Bible does not prohibit cousin marriage. Rebecca and Isaac were cousins. Rachel and Leah were cousins of Jacob.
Who cares?
Strengthen family ties and maintain family structure or a closer relationship between the wife and her in-laws. Fascinating. There's a reason why the elite marry their cousins, and you don't. And it's not because you're smart and they're not. It's because they care about their bloodlines and estates, and they manufactured a false fear to cause you, the peasant, to abhor the idea, and thus willfully dilute your bloodlines.
I'm going to play that again.
Preserve family wealth, maintain geographic proximity, keep tradition, strengthen family ties, and maintain family structure or a closer relationship between the wife and her in-laws. Fascinating. There's a reason why the elite marry their cousins, and you don't. And it's not because you're smart and they're not. It's because they care about their bloodlines and estates, and they manufactured a false fear to cause you, the peasant, to abhor the idea, and thus willfully dilute your bloodlines. The trickery has worked so far, but maybe it's time to change things. So I say, go ahead and marry your cousin, especially if they're hot.
Hell yeah, I agree 100%. Go ahead and marry your cousin, especially if they're hot. Folks, thanks to David Weiss for sending that to me. Thanks to Taboo Conspiracy for putting out such a good video. And thanks to, Stoplookthink for hosting such a video. I know y'all think I'm crazy, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I know a lot of you love me, and I'm so glad. And I know a lot of you hate me, and I'm so glad, because the hate I can use. Hate is just a powerful emotion. You shoot a hateful arrow at me. It's another reason why I unblocked everybody and let all the haters come back in, because the haters got lots of ammunition. You shoot those flaming arrows at me. The arrow is your intention. The flame is the hate. I just snatch it, blow out the flame, which is your hate. And now I got all this energy. I put it in my quiver, and baby, my quiver's full. Love. I don't even have to blow that one out. So if you love me, great. If you hate me, great. I love my broke back bitches, and I love my bitches. It's those ones that don't carry the way that I don't care about, and they're not here anyway. So anyway, Cynthia brings a novel idea. Start at the beginning if you missed it. Folks, this is powerful. This is powerful. Let me get back to the beginning and just answer questions because this is more like a class or something. Let's see. It's a practice that was in place for a long time among the people at the top of the pyramid, not the people at the bottom of the pyramid. Lionel Barrenhill, nice to see you. Dropping truth bombs. Redondo Rocket just subscribed a few days ago. Saw me on the Alex Stein show. Thank you, Redondo. Thank you, Alex. And thank you to Alex's mom who watches the show all the time. Let's see. What else we got here? I remember reading something about inbreeding to preserve that blood type. They are inbreeding to preserve their blood type, Delamata. Absolutely right. Let's see. First time I was ever complimented in the Army, my drill sergeant learned my blood type. That's interesting. Nice to see people listening. Yep. We're glad to see you from the islands listening. Let's see. Aren't there issues with interbreeding? No, baby. You've been lied to. Cynthia's such a nice lady. She'll believe most of what you say, but she's a really an empath too, so she knows. But yeah, she's a nice lady. And sometimes you can be a little too nice, but hanging around me is getting her right where she needs to be. Trust me. That's funny. Bush and Kerry were cousins. Also, they're swapping the presidency between the family, too. Isn't that interesting, ladies and gentlemen? Albus Dumbledore says there's no evidence of deformities. And statistically speaking, Albus is absolutely correct. There is no statistical evidence of an increase in deformities when first cousins marry. Period. Let's see. The preconceived notion of inbreeding is portrayed with hillbillies. Now think about this. Where are the hillbillies from? Everybody knows the hillbillies are from the South, right? And everybody goes out of their way to try to make people from the South seem stupid. Why? Because the people from the South were the ones that said, fuck this, we're not taking it anymore. We may go down, but we're not going to bend over anymore. We're fighting. Let's get it on. In fact, what they really said was, we're leaving. You guys can have your shit. We're going to keep our shit. But then they tried to come and take our shit, so we had to defend our shit. There's a reason why they're trying to make the South look like a bunch of dumbasses. There's a reason why they're making the South try to look like a bunch of inbred hillbillies. Because we are about the last of the motherfucking Mohicans in this continent ready to say, the South will rise again, bitch. We're tired of your bullshit. The blood of the patriots still runs in these veins. The patriots of the American Revolution. The patriots of Lincoln's War. The War of Northern Aggression. Don't push us too far. Because I got a feeling it spread way beyond the South. Way beyond the South. Let's see. More of our people need to be unindoctrinated before our beautiful island can be restored. Same with our beautiful nation. This is why they also had one family compound. Again, consolidation and preservation of legacy within families, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's all about. Let's see. Lots of gratuitous nudity. I got to check that out. Let's see. Father's side, Cynthia, if you're asking me. It takes me 90 minutes to watch 60 minutes. Yeah, that's funny. Let's see. What else we got? Both of my parents didn't know their biological father, so I have no clue. Beautiful example, Brandy. Beautiful example. Let's see. The only benefit I've found from being raised LDS is my family's done our genealogy back to the 1400s. Yep. There's a value in that. My ex-wife wanted a divorce so she could marry her cousin. Well, maybe she just got woke. I don't know. Or maybe he had more money, or maybe he was better at bringing that honey. I don't know, Clarence. Or maybe she was just stupid. You seem like a really nice guy. We only need 1% to change the world. That's a nice platitude, Cruz, Michael, but I'm not sure it's true. I'm really not sure it's true. I don't know what I said that you said was baseless, but I never say anything that's baseless. I've been using colloidal silver every day for 15 years. It's great stuff. And even though I don't really want to say it, I have to say it because I'm just that kind of guy. Terrell Blackstar's got the best nano silver out there. Check him out. Tell him that I told you to check him out. Let's see. Pharmaceutical drugs do way more damage. Absolutely. The argument against Wikipedia is just an excuse. You're absolutely right, Lionel. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And what does that mean, Third Eye Jedi? If you ever took a college English class in the last 20 years, then you'll know the teacher would never let you cite Wikipedia. Why do you think that is, Third Eye Jedi? Why do you think that is? Who's the teacher work for? The NEA. Who's the NEA run by? The Sanhedrin. Why do you think the Sanhedrin doesn't want you citing Wikipedia? They don't want you reading Wikipedia. They want you reading textbooks that they wrote. I got a master's degree. What do you got? Think about what you say before you come in talking smack. Why do you think the cabal doesn't want you researching Wikipedia? The same reason why the stupid bitches you watch on YouTube don't want you citing Wikipedia, because they're lying to you and they don't want you to find out the truth. It's just that simple. And thank you, De La Mata, for taking him to task over that. Cynthia says, my daughters had to write their papers according to the teacher's belief system in order to get good grades. Oh, such bullshit that is, huh? Elvis even had a song called Kissing Cousins. There was a movie called Kissing Cousins. I don't know if there was a song. I think there was a song called Kissing Cousins. It also makes sense when you think about spirituality. That makes sense, Lionel. Let's see. Junk science is limish dough. It really is. It really is. Let's see. Cynthia says, Roland, there's a bunch of freaks in here. Interesting. My neighbor sleeps with his cousin all the time. Number one, why do you know? And number two, why do you think we care? Jerry Lee Lewis did get in trouble when he married his cousin. Why? Because they didn't want old Jerry Lee keeping it in the family. They wanted to take Jerry Lee down. So www.christina.com is confused, ladies and gentlemen. She's confused. She says, wait a minute. Are we saying it's all right to marry our cousins? Well, I'm going to assume that you put that in there earlier, and now that you've listened to the rest of the program, you understand that question was a little silly. That's why I say it's best to zip, open, and listen to these broadcasts. Not start flapping as soon as the thing starts rolling. Because if you're quiet, you'll learn something. You can't engage your brain while your flapper's yakking. You just can't do it. So I would encourage you, when you watch these podcasts, it's not like a normal podcast. Actually listen. And then after the end, you can write a pithy comment. And I read every single one of them. You bitches think that you can put in a comment at 2 a.m. and I'm going to miss it and it'll stay there forever. You're wrong and you know it. I know these people, they put it in these comments, Jeff's an asshole, and it's gone in like 3 seconds. They're like, damn, he got me again. I'll get you every time. I will get you every time. Yes, we are saying it's okay to marry your cousins. Not only that, it's way better to marry your cousins. I'm confused, says Owen. Again, it was early in the program. Hopefully. Lionel's telling like it is. Lionel says he always had a thing for a few of my cousins. You know what? I came this close. I had a cousin. She was hot. Man, she was hot. We're going to grad night. She was going to go with me. It was never said, but she couldn't go. And, Yeah, the rest is not history. We could have kept it in the family, and So anyway, Lionel, I feel you, brother. I feel you. I know what you're coming from. I know where you're coming from. Somebody says, okay, I'm out of this chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love it when somebody knows they're in the wrong place and they excuse themselves. I'm so happy when that happens. Thank you so much for leaving. Let me just say, well, bye. And of course, it was Christina, because Christina got her little tummy upset. Somebody said something that hurt her feels, so she had to run, take her marbles, and run home. Well, Christina, guess what? I don't know what you talk about at Christina.com, but some exposure here could certainly improve your content. Because you obviously don't care about the truth. You just care about what your feels. And I shouldn't be on Christina because I know what it is. It's that parasite. It's that xioexgen parasite that's in her that knows that she's this close to breaking through to truth, and it's got to chase her away. Come back, Christina. If you can't quit me, I'll never give up on you. Okay. Let's go. Jeff, you lost me there, honey. Well, bye-bye, sweetheart. Well, bye. It's a tad too late for me to marry my cousins. Well, it is what it is. Cynthia, you mean they have to watch and listen? Only if you want to learn. Bob's like, damn, I had some hot cousins too. Well, we do what we got to do. What else we got here? I'm so happy to catch it live. I'm happy that you're happy. The South Will Rise Again cruise. It's happening right now. It is happening right now. AMS has never been married yet. So there's still hope, gentlemen. And if any of you are her cousin, hit her up. Yes, tell it, Jeff. Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. This must be why the Queen's grandson now lives in the States with his mixed wife. Oh, now that's really interesting. Why would, Diane? That's a really good point. So the royals know how important it is to marry within their bloodline and even to marry within their family line. And here comes, which one was that? I forget which one of them ones was it. Was it Albert? It wasn't Albert. It was one of them guys. Diane's kid from the fighter pilot guy. Forget which one he is. So he not only says, I'm going out of the family line, he says, I'm going to go outside the race. And they're like, get the fuck out. Dudes, that's how serious they are about this. Do you think it's because they're stupid? Do you think it's because they don't know what they're doing? They're the king. She's the queen of fucking England. She's rich. She's powerful. She's on top. She's been on top forever. The queen knows her shit. The queen is not the stupid one. You are. There's a thing called modeling. I got into sales because I couldn't preach anymore because my wife ran with my piano player, who was not her cousin, by the way. And I didn't have any education outside of Bible college, had no experience outside of being a preacher. So what did I do? I went into sales. I never sold shit to nobody, didn't know how to do it. But I wasn't a complete dummy. There was a guy in there. What the hell was his name? Ben. Ben was selling the shit out of it. We were selling tickets to a softball game between the Miami Dolphins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the Fraternal Order of Police. I sat my ass right next to Ben. What Ben said, Jeff said. When Ben laughed, Jeff laughed. When Ben picked his nose, Jeff picked his nose. They started calling me Little Ben. But I was making big paychecks. It's called modeling. When you find somebody that's doing the shit and they're really successful, you might want to think about doing the shit they do. you might want to think about doing the shit they do. Now, not all of the shit. Ben also drank a fifth of Jack Daniels every night. I didn't do that. I knew how to separate what I'm talking about. And I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, you got what I'm saying. You got what I'm saying. My daughter-in-law's mother, oh boy. My daughter-in-law's mother married her cousin after divorcing her dad. My daughter-in-law, so that's her son's ex-wife, right? Married her cousin after divorcing her dad. Was she married to her dad too? No, the cousin. Oh, shit. I'm lost, folks. I don't know. My daughter-in-law, so it's a girl. No, my daughter-in-law's mother. Oh, shit. It gets even more complicated. It's her daughter-in-law's mom. And her daughter-in-law's mom married her cousin, who was a dude. After divorcing her dad, it throws me. Can somebody explain that to me, or doesn't it really matter? Wasn't Diana a cousin? Yes, she was a cousin. Let's see. Life experiences show me how important it is to prioritize a relationship over less important stuff. Flo, that's why you're on the bottom. That's why you're on the bottom, Flo. Because you are prioritizing your feels instead of realities. Reality might be an illusion, but it's a very persistent one. And I'm trying to teach you how to be unindoctrinated. I'm trying to teach you how to flourish, prosper. I'm trying to teach you how to be optimized. I'm trying to teach you how to be divine, sovereign, and free. And sometimes it goes against your feels. I hate to tell you, girl, but it goes against your feels. It goes against your feels. One man cannot change the world. I take exception to that because I'm doing it. Hey, 7 years ago when I started this, about 70% of Americans identified as Christians. Now, I've only been doing it 7 years, but now it's less than 50% that identify as Christians. Jeff, you think it had something to do with it? Amanda did that, huh? Was Amanda married to her dad? Amanda's mother divorced Amanda's dad. And then married her cousin. So it was Amanda's mom that did it. Oh, shit. Now I know. Apparently, all the elites marry their cousins. Steffi, that's one of the reasons why they're the elites and we're not. I'm more confused than a chameleon in a bag of Skittles. Now that's funny. White Eagle Hodges, if they don't want us to do it, it's probably natural. Damn, that's smart, White Eagle Hodges. That is smart. I like it. I'm going to try to get over here where I can actually start showing these because these are really good. Yeah, I'll start here again. Wasn't Diana a cousin? So we'll go over to this side now. Let's see. You really freaked me out with all the mind control, but I don't know what you mean. Oh, the thing in your butt controlling your mind. Yeah, man, dude, that's some weird shit, isn't it? And I don't want to hook up with someone who's infected. What makes your cousin more likely to be infected than anybody else, man? The Dyer family married cousins in the 1800s. That's Robert Dyer, not Tracy Dyer. British royals related to Danish royals, related to Russian royals. What if you have ugly cousins? Well, then it gets difficult. When you have ugly cousins, it gets difficult. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. This is some good chat today. This is some really good chat today. Chris Woodward wanted to marry his cousin. And Chris, I don't know if Chris was talking. Is this the same Chris? I did the show earlier about mixed races. And Chris like, well, what are we supposed to do on mixed race? Brother, I didn't. There no shade. That's probably not the right term. But no hate at all upon people that are a product of a mixed marriage. You can't decide what you're a product of. You can just be the best that you are, and you might have a little advantage because you can tap into the best of both worlds. and be your biggest, baddest self. And I got your back. I'm not picking on you at all. Somebody said something about, oh, that's not, well, hopefully the other Chris is listening. Hopefully the other Chris is listening. No pun intended. Aye. So anyway, folks, it is what it is. And this is some real shit. Oh, this ought to be good. It's Delaney. In my black side of my family, we be fucking second and third cousins. Only Delaney can come up with that. You know what? I'm feeling so froggy. I'm just going to jump right into taking some calls. I'm feeling so froggy. I'm going to jump into taking some calls. And ladies and gentlemen, the phone line 913-279-0831. Delaney be fucking second and third cousins. Why are you being discriminatory against the first cousins? Was they all ugly? I don't get it. Marriage does the exact opposite of power and wealth, whether it's your cousin or not. Laugh out loud. Not so. Not if you keep it in the family. And besides, you gotta have some, some genetic material, as they say. I don't know what this is, but you're live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Oh man, that connection with Princess Diana marrying outside the family and then dying.
And who else was it? Which one is it? Her son that's with the half and half girl now. And they kicked his ass.
Markle.
They kicked his ass to the curb post haste.
Meghan Markle was introduced by her Flemish woman friend to Prince Harry.
Oh, dude,
so
that goes back to what we were talking about on the last show.
Yeah,
the limbs sacrificing their bitches, some of their bitches, to get other bitches to take away some bulls from the Gentiles.
Basically, yeah.
Damn, man, they trying to bring the Gentiles down. You know why? Why do you try to take the Gentiles down? Because you can't take us motherfuckers straight up.
Exactly. You look at even people in the IDF and the Israeli Defense Forces, they are so weak. They literally look so weak. Like they couldn't fight anybody. I mean, that's why
I got two words for you on that. And I don't know if I'm going to say this last name right, but Gal Gadot. You know who that is, right?
Definitely a man.
That's a man?
Yeah.
Well, I might be a little bit gay if that's a man. I'm just saying.
It is. People have done some investigation.
She's a man?
It's definitely a man. Yep.
Damn, she looks good. She wears the shit out of that Wonder Woman suit.
Ask the Rods there.
You're telling me that gal's a guy?
Yeah, just ask the Rods. It'll tell you.
Oh, shit. How do you say her last name anyway?
Gadot.
Is it Gadot? Is Gal Gadot got a dick swinging between her legs? It says yes. There's no way. Is Gal Gadot a man? This says, that's bullshit, Brandon.
Jeff, they're trying to redefine what femininity and masculinity is, and they want to confuse us so much. They get off on this.
I got to make a note of that one. I got to check her out a little. Got to do a little more study. So you're telling me, then the Rods are telling me that Gal Gadot is a dude.
Yep. So is Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman? I don't give much care about her.
Ask again.
Natalie Portman? There's no fucking way.
Yep.
Is Natalie Portman a dude? They say yes, sort of. Oh shit! You're not gonna tell me who's the hot blonde with the big boobs? That's in the she's the come on, Scarlett Johansson.
She's a man.
No, let me see.
Ask.
Scarlett Johansson a man? It says yes. There's no way. Oh God, that's a hot looking man.
Terrible?
I feel so bad
terrible?
that I've been lusting after men. What does that say about me?
Wanted.
Oh my God. I gotta ask a question. Is Cynthia a man? Oh, thank God. No, she's not.
All right, I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. Give us some more.
What?
Who else do we know? How about, I've heard that Ryan, the guy that played the foul mouth superhero, you know.
Oh, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds.
That he's a girl.
Try it out.
Is Ryan Reynolds a girl? That one says no. Good. I'm glad about that.
Yeah, he's got a beard and all that. Like that would be very hard.
Is Michelle Obama got a big old something she give to Barry? Yes.
I mean, I've seen evidence of it. There's tons of stuff out there on the internet.
Oh my God. Who else? Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Is Sandra Bullock a dude? It says sort of. How about, oh, come on, Megan Fox. Is Megan Fox a dude? No answer on Megan Fox. Now, what about these people like Pink? They say that Pink is a dude, but Pink got a kid.
Well, I think they are something caught in between, possibly. Maybe they had like a...
Let me ask this one.
Artificial womb or something
like that. Is Melania Trump a dude? No. Is Lady Gaga a dude? Yes. Is Abramovic a dude? No. Is Abramovic Gaga's mother? Yes. Oh, we got some good shit going on.
Oh my.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let someone else hop on the phone here.
How the hell do you follow that up? We're not even going to try. We're just going to end it right there. We're just going to end it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Because I think the best chiropractor in the world and the best medical office runner in the world have just showed up at our house. So I need to go greet our company dudes and dudettes and all of those in between. Shakira, come on now. I got to ask this shit right here. Is Shakira a dude? No fucking way. Those hips don't lie. How the hell can a man move that shit like that? Oh, boy. My mind is blown right now, ladies and gentlemen. And it makes my mind wonder about who I've been blown by, too. So, boy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. We started off with marry your cousins. And now we're talking about Shakira swinging more than her hips around. I don't know what to think, folks. I really don't know what to think. But thanks to Stop, Look, and Think. Thanks to Taboo Conspiracy. Go ahead, marry your cousin. It all makes sense, strangely and weirdly. At the end, it all makes sense. Poor Joe says, all his cousins are taken. That's like all my exes live in Texas. Thank you so much, L. Loveridge. We appreciate you. That don't count, Jeff. If you don't know it there, if you don't know, it's not gay. If you don't know, it's not gay. I'm going to take that and run with it. I don't think I'll be back again today unless somebody sends me a smoking email that I can't resist making a show about. Dyer says none of her cousins would be suitable marrying material. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do thank you. In fact, we thank you. Thank you very much. And until we meet again, may God bless you. Adios.